Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Anton and I am back with another GTA 5 LSPDFR Police Mod video. Guess what? LSPDFR 0.4 brand new update after like 2 years in development has finally been released this past Sunday. And I wanted to go a little bit more in depth and show you some of these new features. So in this video, we're going to check out, first of all, the character creation and customization. And then we're going to take a look at the interaction menu and the brand new apartment. So, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Now, when you first load LSPDFR 0.4, you have to make your way down to the nearest police station, and we're gonna pull up right here next to the Davis station. I will point out one thing, and I've been playing LSPDFR for a very long time now. It feels to me with 0.4, there's just a little bit more life around the stations. As you can see, there's just cops milling about. We got some police vehicles there on the side of the road sitting. So it just feels to me, and maybe this is nothing, maybe it's always been like that, but I just feel like there's more life here than ever before. So let's go ahead and get right into the station, because what we have to do here first, the first time we launch LSPDFR, is we have to create our custom character. So once we get into the station here, it's just going to take a second for us to load. You can see we're in here as Michael. So we're going to go ahead and go on duty, and it should prompt us to create a brand new character. Right there, we have to select a character to use for LSPDFR. That will become our permanent character, and you can actually switch characters, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes here. So let's go ahead and create our character right now. So there's an option here for you to choose. Now, you can either make a custom character. There's also some preset characters you can use as well, but we're going to start off with a custom character. That's the one that allows the most, I guess, the most unique experience here as you're playing LSPDFR 0.4. And this is very similar to what you might have seen in GTA 5 Online when you create your own character there. So you start off with either choosing the sex of your character, male or female. So you can see right there, and they actually do get randomized as you change here. So if you don't necessarily want to go through all of these different options and actually fully customize the facial features and such, you can actually just kind of play around back and forth like this and maybe find a character that you like. But I will show you some of these options. So let's say we want to go with a male character. We're going to go ahead and select our heritage. So again, very similar to what you might have seen in GTA 5 Online, or if you use in 0.3 the emergency uniform pack, you can also do this here to create your own character, and that's what I've done with all of my streams and videos that you see. So we can select our mom and our dad, as you can see right there. That obviously changes the facial features of our character. Then you can go ahead and say if you want it to be more or less influenced by your father or your mother, like that. And you can see obviously some of the facial changes there, as well as the skin tone. So again, more towards your mother or more towards your father. Right, so you can see the differences right there. So let's just go ahead with this guy like this. Then we'll go back here into some of our features and zooms right back in. So things like brows, eyes, nose profile, nose tip, cheekbones, cheeks, lips, jaw, chin profile, chin shape. You can see a lot of options to choose from. And there's basically some standard options right here. You can also fine tune them if you wanted to, so you can really kind of get into it and start playing around with it. And maybe this one is a little hard to see. You can see obviously the bro being raised up and down like that, so you can kind of play around with it and hopefully maybe find an option that you really like. There's also some preset here, like a large nose, small nose, standard nose. And again, you can start playing around with this and say, I want a wide nose that points up, sort of like that, I guess. There we go. So lots of different options for you to choose from here, and you can customize to your heart's content. And then of course we have the appearance, where you can change things like the color of your hair as well as your haircut. So for example, if we wanted to go with, what's the craziest haircut here? That's a pretty crazy cop right over there. That is that is a pretty crazy, especially if we go with like a crazy color. Can we do like a really crazy color? Like that is let's see here. This is not crazy at all. Where's the... Oh, there's no crazy colors. I guess you can do any crazy colors. It's about as crazy as it gets over here. But still, that's a pretty crazy cop. But hair, eyebrows, facial hair, skin blemishes, skin agent, skin complexion, moles and freckles, skin damage. Lots of skin options. Eye color, eye makeup, lipstick, and that's it. So 11 different options here for you to choose from. You can create a monster, or you can create Prince Charming, and that will be your character. I'm gonna go with this guy because why not? Why not? So now we can go ahead and can save here and continue, and you actually get to give a character a name. There's a general, kind of a generic name that gets randomly generated for you. In this case, Derek Mills, but I can also go ahead and call him, let's call him Mishka. What did I just do? I can't press K, because if I press K, then it changes to another plugin that I have for screenshots. I don't want to do that. Let's call him Mishka the cat. There we go. Because why not? So there you go. We can go ahead and create a character there. Now we also have preset characters as well. If you don't feel like creating characters, there are some really basic standard game models that you can choose from. So for example, with LSPD, there's some Logan Walsh, Derek, Antonio, Jessica Smith, right? And these are kind of your standard cop models. Michael DeSanta even. There's also other characters here for the San Andreas Highway Patrol, including Trevor Phillips, if you really wanted to use him. Dwayne Martins, Frank White as well. Some more generic characters here. Los Santos Sheriff's Department. This is the North Yankton Highway Patrol or North Yankton Sheriff's Office. And then we have our news characters as well here that you can choose from. FIB characters, IAA characters, DOA characters. Lots of acronyms basically. Say SASPA. What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. SAPR. Those are the parks, I believe. And then back to LSPD. So if you don't feel like going through all of the options or having a character randomly generated for you, you can use the preset characters. However, I will point out that the preset characters do not have like an off-duty uniform. So if you want to go off-duty for some reason, I'll show you what that looks like in a second, you can't do it with any of these preset characters. So we are going to go with Mishka the cat. So once you hit use, it's going to take us back to our locker room, and we can see that here in a second as soon as it loads. That took a little bit longer than I anticipated, but we are back in the locker room, and now we can go ahead here and actually get into the locker and choose our uniform. So we're going to go with an LSPD uniform. You can see there's some of these uniforms are not yet available, and I don't know if they need some customization, or maybe perhaps they haven't been put in yet, but there is, for example, LSSD uniform, or LSPD rather uniform, which is the Los Santos Police Department. You can see there's the cop uniform. There are some variations there. It essentially just changes the patches right on the side there of your arm. Detective, random, officer, officer 3, senior officer, and inventory. You can also choose different options here, like a patrol patrol inventory with a stun gun, or just a patrol unit inventory, or a SWAT inventory here. So we'll go with patrol stun. There's also some advanced customization options if you want to play around with things like components, and this is things like further changing stuff on your model, like you can even change pants and everything like that. So you can create some different uniforms here if you wish, and you can play around with it. It's not necessarily all intuitive because you can see just as component, in this case 8 I think is what we're playing with, and you can kind of edit this, and I don't quite know what this one does, but you can see there's some weird, looks like it's medical services, I guess. Yeah, there's some badges here and stuff that come up. Not all of these things work, but there are some decals here that apparently do work. So you can kind of play around with some of these components and some of the props to see here what these things change. Looks like that's an earpiece if you look very closely there. And then let's see here if there's any other props. Yep, there's some more props right there. So if you wanted to be a really cool cop, I guess you can customize some of these props. So some customization. Although I feel like with EUP it was a little bit easier than this, a little bit more intuitive than this. So there you go. So once you did all of that, we can go ahead and confirm our outfit. Then we'll get into our police garage. For this video, I just have my basic vanilla cars in here. There's no custom cars right now. So very similar to how LSPDFR 0.3 used to work. You will just go in the garage, select your agency, and you can see there's all the different agencies, of course, are in here. And we're going to go with the LSPD police cruiser, and there's some different liveries which basically change the number at the top. There you can modify some of the components there as well with the light bar and all, as you can see right there. And then select your vehicle and continue. And at that point, that's it. You're pretty much done, and that's going to put you right on patrol. And you're ready to go, and you're ready to start. You're ready to start getting calls. You are on duty, but you know what? We're not going to go on duty right now, because what we're going to do is I'm going to show you this other menu. Let me just step out of the vehicle here. You can see me playing with the uniform. I got some weird decal on the back, so There you go. That's what you get. All right, let me show you the interaction menu. So this is a brand new feature of LSPDFR 0.4. And basically when you press the MCAT on the MCAT, as I'm reading the top of the box that came up, the M key is what I meant to say, on your keyboard, it brings up this interaction menu. And let me walk you through the different options that you can do here. This is, of course, as you can see there with your character. So quick GPS basically allows you to set a quick GPS to a jail for, if you want to go quickly to jail. Obviously, you can see there on the map, it's now setting a waypoint right next to the station that we're at. You can also go to the apartment, and we'll be checking that out. So let's just leave it at the apartment. Police radio. There's obviously some actions you can do here, like, for example, putting your hand there on your shoulder to use the police radio. Or our character looks very strange. I gotta say, I don't know if it's a he or a she or what. Obviously talking on an earpiece, although there's like nothing there, or there's an option to hand hold the radio, which is kind of cool. So it just provides you, I'm not really quite sure the purpose of this, but I guess it provides you some maybe role-playing scenarios that you can role-play through for your videos or anything like that, that you, even if you're just playing the game. Obviously available for calls, yes or no, that will enable or disable callouts. You can also force a call, or you can request a call in here. You can request a records check, and this brings up the default LSPDFR computer where you can type in a name or you can type in a license plate number. So let's go ahead and see here if we can actually do that. Maybe if I grab one of these license plates here. Let's try this one right here, 47 WKE 722. Let's try this, see what that license plate comes back as. It's going to take a second here, and it's going to check and come back. You can see like that. It is registered to a police cruiser, and nothing else there. So that's it. And then, of course, closing nearby roads. Now, this feature, I could not actually make it work on in my game here, because whenever I do try to, I can't even get out over here. Whenever I do try to set it to yes, and then I press space to apply, it doesn't seem to actually do anything. There's still cars driving all over the road, and of course, as I say that, there is no cars. Oh, there's a car right there. So for whatever reason, I cannot make this feature work in my game, and some people I think are saying it's working, but I don't know if maybe this is a bug, if it's on my system. But you should be able to close roads around you, which is one of the features that I was really looking forward to. However, I can't make it work. I keep trying it, and I tried restarting the game and everything, but I can't work. So supposedly it works, but maybe not. Then you have some options here for your vehicle. This is basically, think of it as a remote control for your car. So you can turn on your engine. You can see right there. You can turn off and on your lights. Doors, you can open up doors if you wanted to. So for example, if we select front left and press enter, it opens up our front left door. Same thing for the back here, or the trunk, for example. So that's easy way to open the trunk. So that way you don't have to go through a trainer if you wanted to open your trunk, or let's say if you wanted to role play that your car is broken and you wanted to open your hood, you can easily do that. And you can, of course, you can easily close all of those again by selecting them and pressing enter. Emergency signals, you can turn those on and off like that remotely as well. So that's an option there. And of course, radio, I never really use the radio, so there is an option there for you to do that if you want. Action wise, there's some new actions here that you can do in the game. So things like dancing. Not quite sure why you would be dancing on shift, but you can be. Yay, 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 you're dead. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, you're so dead or arrested. Oh, the dance is over. Never mind. Okay, drinking coffee. Obviously, every officer drinks coffee. There we go. We can also drink some E-Cola. Sounds like E. coli, which is not something you want to drink, let me tell you that. But we can definitely have some cola, which is good. And you can eat a donut as well. Check this out right here. And it actually takes a bite out of the donut, which is pretty funny. So there you go. You can eat a donut, drink cola, and have, I guess, some cereal. There you go. So there was a little funny, kitschy little options you can do here. There's some dialogue in here as well. So if you wanted to do some more role playing, when you're interacting with people, you can say things like hello or goodbye. And you can see there's some actions there that happen with the hands. Thank you. Shaking your hand, right? So whatever. So different options here. Frightened, shocked.
Whoa. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Right, so all the different things you can do. You can also change the player mood. So we can go, for example, to a happy mood. And that face just, I'm sorry, but that haircut. God, it's, what did I do? What have I created? What monster have I created? Anyway, you can do a happy mood, an angry mood, and you can see the facial features change there. and a normal mood again. So, again, kind of cool. Perhaps I'm struggling a little bit to see the purpose, but nevertheless, it is one of the features of LSPDFR 0.4. You can also change the walk styles as well here, everything from a normal walking style to more of a femme walking style, which is probably more suitable for the character that I've created. A gangster walking style, a posh walking style. There's subtle differences between all of these. It's really hard to see. You really have to pay close attention here. Tough guy, you can see there changes quite a bit. The grooving, which is kind of a little bit more walking around, singing a song. Ba 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 do 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 do. All right, and then you can do as a cop. That's again more kind of a tough guy thing. So again, some different walking styles, as you can see right there. That's probably the big difference between the two, where you can see right there. Spawn location, this is where you first load into the game. Now that you created your character, where do you want your character to spawn? Do you want it to just spawn randomly somewhere in the world, at a closest police station, or at a police station that the game chooses, or back in your apartment? Speaking of which, let's go check that out. That is the next feature we're going to take a look at here in the game. And this apartment is located right over here in Vinewood Hills. It's the only location with an apartment. So I'll tell you what, I'll meet you right outside that place. Let's go. So here we are at the apartment. One of the things you can't actually do here when you're off duty is you can save this car. If you put a car right next to the garage here, it will actually save it as your personal vehicle. So then if you're off duty, you can actually use that car for something else. Again, I'm not sure what you would do here because the whole point of LSPDFR is to be a police officer. So I'm not quite sure what you would do on duty, off duty rather, because there's not much else for you to do in the city. But I suppose if you wanted to play off duty and then maybe go and ride the Ferris wheel or go flying and do some flying lessons or just kind of play around in the game with your character, with your LSPDFR character, I suppose you could do that, and you can use your personal vehicle, which you can save right here by the garage. Let's go inside the apartment here. We'll check this out and see what else we can do in here. So we're going to press the button here to enter our apartment, and we'll just get loaded right in, and you can see there we are. So this is, again, one of those kind of nifty, kitschy type of features here of LSPDFR 0.4. There's really no specific purpose for it other than the fact that, yes, you can sit on the couch, and you can, once you sit on the couch, you can also watch TV, I think. There we go. You can watch TV. You can stop watching TV and get up from the couch while the TV continues to run here, and you can go down to the kitchen and you can say, oh, you know what? I'm a little thirsty. I will have a glass of wine, even if I am on duty. There we go. We'll just pour ourselves a glass of wine and swirl it around and have a little sip. Maybe even have a couple of glasses of wine, right? You can do all of that. You can, I don't know if you can actually do anything else here in the kitchen, to be honest with you. But you can definitely check out your kitchen. You can have some green juice, because why not? You're still thirsty, you had your wine, maybe you're feeling you gotta be healthy, you can drink some green juice. That did not go down well. And it automatically refilled itself. It's magical. It's the magical green juice. So yes, you can do all of that. You can also, I don't know, what else can we do in the apartment? Let's go check it out. You can go down here and, oh, I know what we can do. Let me show you this right here. This is what we did on our live stream. You can go right here to the second floor, or to the subfloor basement level, and this is a bedroom. And then you can go to your closet. This is where you can actually change some of your outfit as well as customize your character right there. So some of those components that you might have edited that you want to go back to, you can actually go back and customize those right there. So again, the pants, oh, the hair. I should probably change the hair. Isn't this a male character that we created? I think so. I don't know. This character looks very, very weird. There's some outfits there that you can equip as well, on duty, off duty outfits. Oh, the hair is back. The crazy hair is back. So you can actually go through here and in the wardrobe, make some of the modifications again to your character and change up some of those outfits. Then we, of course, have the bathroom over here. Lots of things to do in the bathroom. You can take a shower. I'll demonstrate that by jumping into the shower. Don't worry, it's PG rated. You're not going to see anything because the camera stays up and high right here. You can just jump into the shower and start washing up. I'm not sure why you would do that, aside from maybe role-playing purposes. After a shift, you can come and take a shower. I usually just close the game and log off. But I suppose you can, before closing the game and logging off, you can come here and take a shower. Then you can just stop taking a shower and get out of here. You can also sit on the toilet, and I leave it to your imagination as to what happens once you sit on the toilet. However, I will show you some of what I thought was hilarious when we did this on the live stream is once you sit on the toilet, there is an option to change the pose, and watch this right here. So yes, you can go to the bathroom in many different poses if you desire. So whichever one is working for your bowel system, this is the pose that you can choose to go with. So yes, that's something that you can do. Or you can just go with the standard pose here on the toilet. The pants do not come off. I have not tested, but they do not come off, not that I can see. And then once you're done, of course, you can just get into bed and lie down for a little bit. Nothing really happens except you just lie down and turn around on your back, and it looks like that. So, again, I have to say I struggle personally somewhat from a perspective of trying to understand what these features truly mean within LSPDFR and why they are important to LSPDFR, which is a police modification. But nevertheless, I guess in the grand scheme of role-playing, that is why they've been put in, because it does allow you to role-play with your character a little bit more. Let's check out here the rest of the apartment. We do have another sub-level right down here, and that is the, I guess, the basement, which has like a little lounge area right here, some plants and stuff. So it's a nice place. Don't ask me how this officer is able to afford it, because on an officer's salary, to have this place must be a crooked cop. Yeah, that's right. And then here's our gaming, streaming room. I will point out that I do appreciate the little touches by the developers here to add some of the police things. Like, you can see the police hat right over there, our police belt, nightstick, radio, even pieces of our uniform here. So at least it's not like all gold and guns and your typical GTA 5 stuff on here. At least when you come down here, it does look like there is a few more, there's a few more police-like options here. I don't think you can actually use the computer. No, you can. You can actually browse the internet by the looks of it. So that would be your standard GTA 5 internet that you can go on. And yeah, there you go. So that's about it. That's all you can do in the apartment. And this is what it looks like. And like I said, I sort of struggle to understand the purpose of these features specifically within LSPDFR. Outside of maybe trying to roleplay, but then I question how often would I myself as a both as a YouTuber as well as a person that just enjoys playing LSPDFR, I question how often I would actually come here and whether off duty or after the shift would actually use any of these features. Yeah, they're kind of cool to check out the first time where you're in LSPDFR, but how many players are actually going to come back and use this on a regular basis? That remains to be seen, and I guess we'll find out as we continue to explore some more LSPDFR. So that's all I wanted to show you here in this specific video, where I'm going to come back with some more videos going in depth on some other features. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and don't forget to subscribe, hit that little bell so when you do see those videos, that way you do get notified, and you can check them out and you can be like, oh my god, look at that, some more LSPDFR 0.4 features. There we go. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to smash that like button. Check out some more stuff here on the channel. By the way, while you're here, why not? And I will see you on the next one. Bye.